The Parable of the Mustard Seed, a modern-day version. There was once a man named Daniel who loved gardening. Not because he was good at it, in fact most of his plants didn't survive the summer, but because it reminded him that growth takes time. One spring, while shopping for seeds at a local garden center, Daniel noticed a tiny packet labeled mustard seeds. They were so small he almost laughed. "These things?" he said to the clerk. "You can hardly see them." The clerk smiled. "Just wait. Give them time and space. They'll surprise you." Curious, Daniel bought the packet and planted a few seeds in a bare patch of soil near the fence behind his house. Then, like most people, he got busy. Days turned into weeks and he forgot all about them. One morning, while mowing the yard, he noticed a small green shoot poking through the soil. "That's odd," he thought. "I didn't plant anything there recently." Then he remembered the mustard seeds. He watched as the tiny sprout grew, almost unnoticed at first. By midsummer, it had turned into a small bush. By fall, it was taller than his fence, full of bright yellow blooms and alive with butterflies and birds. The same birds that once stole his other seeds were now resting in its branches. Daniel stood there amazed. "From something so small," he said aloud, "came something that gives life to others." Jesus once told a story just like that. He said the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, the smallest of all seeds. But when it is planted, it grows into the largest of garden plants, becoming a tree big enough for birds to rest in its shade. The meaning was simple but profound. God's work often begins small, almost invisible. A single conversation, a simple act of kindness, a word of truth shared in faith. These are mustard seeds. They seem insignificant at first, but God specializes in taking small beginnings and turning them into something no one could have imagined. The mustard seed reminds us that God's kingdom doesn't arrive with noise, power, or headlines. It grows quietly in hearts, homes, and communities where people love, forgive, and serve in Jesus' name. It's like the grandmother who prays for her family every morning, or the young man who shares his faith at work, or the child who gives his lunch to someone hungry. Those small moments, like mustard seeds, can change everything. When Daniel looked again at his mustard plant, he realized something even deeper. The seed didn't just grow for itself. It became a refuge for others, a living picture of what God's kingdom is meant to be. And maybe that's the point. Faith, like the mustard seed, isn't about size. It's about potential. In God's hands, even the smallest faith can move mountains, grow shade for the weary, and spread life far beyond what we can see. Feel free to join us for daily Bible studies. We have a public Facebook group, Digital Missionary. Greg and Darlene.